Welcome back to Space Engineers. Today I want to show you one of my latest creations, something I would call a mining and construction cruiser. I made this specifically for a playthrough I plan to do with a few of my friends in a survival setting, so of course this is all airtight and survival ready. I uploaded the ship to the Steam Workshop because I'm kind of pleased how it turned out, to be honest. I was watching a lot of Babylon 5 lately, and in a way I suppose it inspired me to build this ship and the ones you see in the back. I always liked the colorful ships in the show, but I didn't try to replicate any specific type of ship from the show, but just the general style inspired me to do this. This is meant as a mobile base for a survival scenario. It has all the machinery, refineries, assembler in there that you would expect, and it also can carry a few little ships in the hangar. Outside you can see two turrets, but don't let that fool you, this is not a warship. It's just for protection from asteroid storms and raiders if you play in a survival hardcore setting. And here in front, this is what I would call the sensor array, standard antenna, laser antenna for point-to-point communication, and a large ship ore detector. Other than the main hangar, the ship doesn't actually have any other way in, but there are these panels here so you can open the door from the outside. Here we have three simple mining and welding ships I built. I'm sure you can fit 4 in here, and if you must, you can also land on the ceiling, I suppose. This is the main hangar console. You can close the whole thing with a push of a button. Turn on the lights. And repressurize the whole thing. Now you see the air vents are pumping air in here. So I should be good, and I can open my helmet. Excuse me. You have access to all the cargo containers and all the machinery from the ship from here. It's all piped up in case you want to construct something or repair a ship, something like that. This standard airlock, which we can leave open for now, because everything is pressurized. This part of the ship is what I would call the laboratory. Here you have your standard med bay, computer terminal, and some timer blocks in case you want to program some elaborate functions into the ship. This is the main bridge, the captain's chair, 2 control stations. Nothing special, I suppose, but it gets the job done. Here we have some buttons like radio silence, you can turn off the broadcast with that, yellow and red alert, which I can demonstrate. This will propagate throughout the whole ship. And here we have the main engine room. Kind of has a little bit of a Star Trek vibe going on. I really like how this turned out. Here we have our jump drive, main reactor, and a few emergency buttons, like you can shut the whole ship down from here, turn on the gravity, turn it off, life support, lights. Here's the oxygen refinery and a few tanks, in case you want to store oxygen. Let's take control of her. I didn't put that many gyroscopes into the ship, because I think this is how she turns, and it takes a while, but I think heavy ships should take a while to turn. Of course, if you don't like that, you can add some more gyroscopes. I can even make a suggestion where, because there are some crawl spaces in the ship I can show you. For example, down here, I think this is a good point to cut in. No, we can't. Let's give us creative tools. This is where all the machinery is stored, the refinery, the assembler. I try to fit in as many modules in here as I could, so the whole thing should be pretty efficient. Cargo containers, and as you see, there's space to play around with. If you want to add something, you could do it here. And the same goes for the top. If we make an incision... That's not good. Ooh, I think this... Yes. Here's some gyroscopes, actually. And if you want to add more gyroscopes, I would suggest this is a very good place for that. So we have some holes in here now, but I think the crawl spaces are airtight as well. At least I hope. But we should close the door. Okay. Let's try to depressurize and suck all the oxygen out of here. Because of course, in a survival scenario... Oh, I have to put my helmet back on. In a survival scenario, you don't want to lose all the air in here, so you just can suck it in, and there it will be stored in the tanks. Now you can safely open the hangar. And there we go. Back there, the grey ship is basically the prototype for this one, which I can show you quickly. Let's just take one of these to get over there. Turn on the reactor. Detach. And there we go. Let's take a last tour around the ship. I mean, it's a simple design, nothing too elaborate. I've seen better, so to speak, but I think it's the biggest functional ship I personally ever built, and I'm kind of proud of it, to be honest. I like it. Let's not spin out of control here. This, as you see, is basically the same concept. This was the first time I attempted something like that. But I made the whole thing too small. That's basically the problem with this one. We can land in there, but it is kind of complicated. I mean, there's no room to maneuver whatsoever. So just let me be very careful here. Looking good. Don't want to crash it. Alright. We've done it. We've successfully landed. And as you can see, this hangar bay is much smaller, and yeah, I had to make a lot of compromises with this ship. Everything is crammed together. I do like the bridge part here though. But I like the front of this one better. And it is much more roomy, and in the yellow ship I really could do what I wanted to do. This here, yeah, it was way too small for what I had in mind actually. Let's just go quickly to the back. I really didn't have enough space to do what I wanted to do. The engine room is not as cool as the other. So yeah, let's get out of here again. I'm sorry, I don't know what's up with my voice. I may get ill actually. It's the time of year where I always get ill. It's getting cold outside, so apologies for that. Just very quickly, the yellow ship here, it doesn't have a hangar, but it was kind of the first attempt of doing a design where the engine section is kind of separated. And I built all of these in the same week. So this is kind of, yeah, my progression right there. The station in the middle, I should have prepared the name of the guy, but I downloaded this from the workshop. I will put a link to the station in the description. For me it's just, I always try to have a nice backdrop for construction and building my ships. It just feels right. I try to immerse myself into this world, which makes for better constructions actually. The skybox I will link as well in the description. It's just a static skybox, so this is not a real planet. But it looks good. Yeah, and like I said, I have uploaded this ship to the workshop. If you want to try it out, go ahead. Alex Utopia signing out.